Hi everyone, it's Ash and this is Indie Insider. My guest today is Gregg Wietstock. I hope I said your surname right.
That's good enough.
That's good enough. Oh, thanks, Greg. And also just want to thank you for taking time out of your day to come and chat with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Right, let's get started. If you could just tell us what sparked your interest in music and how did you decide to pursue it as a career?
Well, it's a very long story. I'm not a spring chicken here, but my mother was a, a singer. She was not professionally, but she sang with the church choir, which a lot of people have that
Okay,
kind of a background. And she was very uh, supportive and wanted her children to have a well-rounded experience so that they could choose, where they wanted to go in life. And she put me in accordion lessons when I was very little because she couldn't afford to have us a piano.
right.
So she rented an accordion from the music school for me and my siblings to share. And we all kind of got a little taste of music through that. And it wasn't really that fun, but I guess it gave me a little bit of a God bless her, that she did that. It was really thoughtful and insightful for her. But
Right.
so all my siblings were interested in music to some degree or another, either listening or actually playing. My older brother is really good at guitar and singing. My younger brother sang and played guitar in the church for years. They've
Right.
gone on to other careers. They don't, none of them play music anymore. And,
Just you.
I consider them to have been, better than I am.
Right.
But, I loved music and I played in bands when I was a kid. I started in my first band when I was 14 years old, and grew up in the Hollywood area, so I was around all that, and,
Okay.
and I was always the bass player, and because when I listened to Creedence Clearwater Revival, that's how far back I go. I heard that song down on the corner with that signature bass line, and that was what grabbed me, and I just remember the bass. That's all I hear is the bass. When
The
I listen to
bass.
music, I hear the bass. And so bass is a supportive part of a band. So I've never really been like in the front or anything like that. I just support bands, and I've supported lots of artists playing bass with them
Okay.
over the years. And most of my early band activity was cover material because that's what people wanted to do. They weren't really so interested in my original songs. I've been writing songs since I was a kid. I
Right.
have boxes of lyrics and notes, and I have recorded uh, recordings of song ideas that go really far back, hundreds of ideas and songs that have never been recorded. And
Okay.
then, and then I recorded an album on my own back in uh, back in 1989. I decided I wanted to be an independent artist, and
Okay.
there was no internet yet, and there was no social media yet, and you had to do the same things you have to do now, except with no computer and no social media. So I had to I had to become a publisher. I had to become a record label, and I was the artist, which is the same thing you do now if you're independent.
Yeah.
Some people have some more resources available, but for most independents, that's what they do today. But the difference was, instead of having the internet at my disposal and social media at my disposal, I had to make my recordings and send them out to college radio.
Oh my word. Okay.
You could send it to radio people, but they would just throw it in the trash
Oh,
unless it was recommended or there was some kind of tag on it that drew their attention, which was
right.
mostly you're just shooting it into the abyss, which you're doing now. It's the same.
Yeah.
However, the abyss is now accessible to everyone around the world.
Yep.
This is a very exciting thing for an independent artist, and a lot of the younger people don't realize what they have at their fingertips. For me, I have the chronological issue, time.
Yeah, I can imagine
Um,
time. Yes.
Kids, young people, they have lots of time ahead of them, if they're lucky, and they have a lot of possibility that we didn't have when we were coming up. But I'm very grateful for it, and I mean all the internet radio. It's amazing. ISR and so many
Yes.
others that I have that avenue of support with. It's just unbelievable.
No,
So,
I always believe in fate, and wherever fate takes you is where you most succeed. This is what I believe in.
oh yeah, I do too.
And if it wasn't for you sending your music to ISR, we would never have known who you were, or never, like you meeting Alan and Marie. It's
Yes, I met
fantastic.
Alan. I actually met Alan and gave him a physical copy of a CD of the very first song that I recorded as a solo indie artist today professionally, because my recording, the album that I mentioned earlier that I did in like I think it was 1990 or 91, my first album that I recorded analog with my own skills. I had no engineer, no professionals that knew how to do it. I was
Right.
learning on the fly, and it sounds like it, which is why I don't send those to anyone. But those songs are going to be redone eventually. But I met Alan at the 2019, the 2000 and what was it, 19 uh,
Right.
Music Awards in Atlanta, I think it was. It was ISSA, and
Okay.
I met Alan there, and he just came up to me and he said, "Hi, I'm Alan, da da da." And I asked him, what he's doing, like, because I thought maybe he's a singer or something. And he said he was a radio person. So I was prepared for the radio people, and I had my CDs in my pocket, and I
Right.
pulled one out and I said, "You want this?" And he goes, "Oh yeah," So he thanked me and we talked, and next thing you knew, he was playing that song Elizabeth on the radio.
I remember that song. Yes.
And that was my first song that I did. And it was really interesting because I have a few friends, growing up in LA that are, established musicians that have accomplished great things in their life. And one of them is Mike Panera, and he was he was from Blues Image in the '60s.
Okay.
And, he's still alive, although he's having some health issues right now. But he he wrote the song "Ride Captain Ride on Your Mystery Ship," which is a huge hit. They still play it in all the stores, and I don't know if you're familiar with that, but you'll know it if you hear it.
Most
Ride,
probably.
ride on your mystery ship. Anyway,
I
he
like
that was
that.
that was Blues Image, and then he went on
Okay.
to Iron Butterfly. In a garden de Vito, baby. Don't you know that I love you? Well,
Oh,
he was in that band for several years,
okay.
and then he played with Alice Cooper,
Oh, wow.
and then he started his own classic rock all stars group that they got all stars from different bands that had anywhere from a one hit wonder to being a gangbuster uh, success. One member from each one of those, whatever it was, and he would put these bands together and they would tour.
Right.
Anyway, um, I know him personally, and he lives in my area. And I played the song for him when I conceived of that song, Elizabeth. I played it for him on my cell phone. And he goes, Gregg, I like that song. If you need any help with guitar, I'll be happy to help you out.
Oh,
And
sweet.
and I said, are you kidding me? If I need any help, that would be a huge honor to have you on my song. He goes,
Wow.
oh, well, let's do it. So he was really the impetus that when he said that, I was like, well, heck yeah, with you, I'm doing this. So then it was kind of a, a, a long process because he's very busy.
Of
He was
course.
at the time very busy and hard to nail down for a session, but we did finally knock that one out. And and then while I was recording that one, I conceived of two more songs. And then I
Wow.
was
Okay.
already involved in all this awards stuff from my band, from the band I'm in, 3 Days in the Grave. I'm the
Sure.
bass player in the band, and we were nominated for awards, and so I got indoctrinated into the whole indie awards community,
All
and
right.
the energy and the inspiration that I got from the people there was just over the top. And then combine that with Mike Panera, helping me on my first song, and the internet. I was talking about the internet, and I met Imran Ahmed through
Yes.
he's a Pakistani guitarist who's phenomenal, and he won an award for International Musician of the Year at one of the
Okay.
award shows, and and I said, "Wow, a Pakistan guy! Wow, that's a trip." And I didn't know who he was, but meeting people on Facebook, I started seeing his name on Facebook, and so eventually I ended up having him as a Facebook friend. And then one day he posted something about if anybody's interested in singing this song. I'm looking for somebody that's kind of like this and that, and I was singing in a Black Sabbath tribute band uh,
Okay.
as an Ozzy impersonator, because I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I can sound like Ozzy pretty simply.
Yes, yes, definitely you
I don't
can.
know if you can tell by my talking voice, but people tell me I sound like Ozzy just talking.
You
But
do actually.
so I went to karaoke things and I sang just like Ozzy. So everybody, eventually I ended up in a Black Sabbath tribute band singing Ozzy songs.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so when I talked to Imran about that, he goes, "Oh, that's perfect." So I ended up doing Trapped Within. And if any of the listeners are interested, go to Imran Ahmed Project X on YouTube and find Trapped Within. We did 5 other songs together.
Okay.
Trapped Within was our first one, and it's a really great song. And we were nominated for Video of the Year at the 2019 ISSA Awards, where that was the first year of the ISSA Awards. And that's where I met Alan Wayne.
Yeah.
So that's why I went to that award show, because I was the vocalist on Imran Ahmed's song Trapped Within, which was nominated for Video of the Year.
Wow.
So Imran said, "You gotta come," because I'm in LA. I had to go to Atlanta, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But Imran, he's just a great guy, and it's always great to see him. So he was coming all the way from Pakistan.
It's a long
So
way to come.
I'm like, well, he's coming from Pakistan. Come on, I can
Yeah.
come from LA.
Why not?
And he was like, "How far is LA from Atlanta? Maybe I should swing by there." I'm like, "Well, it's a little farther than just swinging by." And
Yeah.
he had his wife and 2 kids in tow. So,
It was quite a
that would
long
have been
journey.
that would have been a huge deal for him. So he
Yeah.
didn't make it to LA, but maybe someday he will. But
Why not? One of my dreams is to come to LA. I've heard so much about it. I'd love to see it.
well, Ash, I live 5 minutes from the airport, LAX. So,
Okay.
and I have a spare room in my apartment that I have for guests.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
if you're ever in LA, I'll be happy to
Oh, you're a
uh,
star. Thanks so much,
hook you
Greg.
up, and I'll even take you on some tour.
Oh,
Unless you
my
have a
dream.
plan and you got, because Anne Marie Paserno has come out here and stayed with me when she's come to LA for the Grammys. She's
Okay.
she's involved in the Grammys and a lot of her friends. So she goes to all the pre-Grammy parties. And that's another blessing through the internet and all these award shows is I've met awesome people like Imran Ahmed,
Yeah.
Anne Marie Paserno. And Anne Marie Paserno has coached me on so many things with the how to navigate this whole indie music internet thing and getting my music on Spotify,
Okay.
iTunes, and all that stuff. She's helped me out a lot, and she's really great. And she helps a lot of artists, to
Yes.
understand because she's been in this for a while and she's pretty accomplished.
So
But
she knows.
do you guys play Anne Marie Paserno? You should.
I think Ellen does.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
Ellen would play
I
Anne
think he
Marie.
has. Yeah, anyway, she's got some great music and she's a very nice person. And she's come out and stayed with me a couple of times.
Oh, nice.
And I drive her around. And but mostly when she comes, because I'm kind of far away from LA's a sprawling area, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of down here on the south end of LA, so I have to take her. She has to be in the downtown area, and with traffic and everything, it's just really hectic.
Madness.
So
I can
usually she
imagine.
usually she stays in the hotel where all the indie people that she's going to see and hang out with,
Yes.
be with. She's usually hanging out over there in downtown, so I'll pick her up at the airport and I'll just take her to her hotel in downtown.
Oh, nice.
But she has stayed here with me, um, and we have a good time.
Yes.
She
Showing
likes
all the
the
sights.
she likes the beach, so I took her down to the beach and we had pizza down there on the beach.
Oh, that sounds absolute fun, Greg.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I must say we're out
So
of
you're welcome to
time.
come
Oh, well,
anytime, Ash.
thanks so much, Greg. I'll take you up on that offer. Believe you me.
Okay.
Well, Greg, I must say thank you so much again for taking time out of your day. I'm sorry it's such a short interview, but I'm sure we can catch up very soon.
Okay.
And you have
Well,
a great day, Greg. I know it's early there. It's what, half past
I really
eight.
appreciate the opportunity to be on your awesome
Oh,
interviews because they're pretty awesome and you're really
oh,
good at it.
oh,
And I
thanks
wish
so
you felt
much.
better. I wish you felt better because I could talk forever.
I know I could talk forever, but I know we must catch up again. Once I'm better,
And I
I'll
got a
ask
new song
Justin.
coming too. I'm working on a new song right now too. So there's some exciting things that I've
Oh,
got going on that I'd like to talk about if we ever get a chance.
yes, we must definitely catch up because I'd love to hear
But
all about it.
they can always find me if they look at my spelling of my name and they type it into Google search.
They'll find you.
The search bar on their internet provider, whatever it is.
Right.
If they spell my name correctly, I'm the only person on the internet with that spelling so far.
Well,
Or
hope it stays that way.
if they spell it correctly, they'll find me. And they can find out what I'm doing and where
And
there's
read, yeah,
different
your songs are.
and all the different uh, places where I post things. Mostly I post on Gregg Wietstock Music on Facebook.
Okay. So
So that's
Greg Stock, listen to me. My brain is fuddled today. Sorry, Greg.
in German it's pronounced Wietstock.
Wietstock. Okay.
Wietstock. But in English we just say Wietstock.
Woodstock and not Wietstock.
Oh yeah, they do. People pronounce it that way because in German it's Wietstock, so it would be Wheatstock. So yeah, it's okay,
Just it's
I'm
okay.
not offended. It's a difficult one, so I'm used to it.
You're used to it.
Heard
Yeah,
every
you just don't let
pronunciation.
people like get too much.
I've heard every pronunciation, and that whole I before E thing.
Oh
It's very
yes,
confusing.
I can
And then my
imagine.
first name has two G's at the end. So
That's unusual as well.
pe- people type in one G and then they reverse the I and E and they make
Oh,
it EI and they don't find me. So
I know
what you
that
got
is
to
the
do
wrong
is have
person.
two G's at the end, and remember the old rhyme from grade school that says I before E except after C, or when
Yes.
sounding like A as in neighbor and way. And I know that doesn't apply to everything, but it applies to my name.
It definitely applies to your name. Otherwise, people won't, as you say, won't find you.
Yeah, it's I before E, people.
Well, Greg, thanks again for taking time out of your day. But we will catch up soon. I promise you that.
Thank you, Ash, and I hope you feel better
Oh,
soon.
thank you so much. I'm sure I will do. It's just one of those lingering things
I
that
know.
won't
I,
go
I had
away.
one of those. I had one of those about a month ago.
Oh, it's a pain in the you know what.
Yeah, it took a little while, but no, I'm better now.
Oh, that's good. Well,
So I
Greg,
hope.
thanks once again. Before I start my coffee fit again,
Yeah.
and we'll,
Okay.
we'll we'll definitely catch up soon.
Okay. Great.
You take care, Greg.
Okay.
See
Thank
you
you so
then.
much.
Bye.